Hey, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about two things. We are talking about the season finale, first episode of the Haves and the Have-Nots, which is episode 10, season 8. Season 8, episode 10, A Game of Chess. I thought they were going to make it season 9, so I guess they just continued with season 8. I guess you could do that. But it is the final season. And did y'all notice the credits? If it was there last season, I missed it. But they got Mitch and Justin are in the opening. Not Justin. Mitch and Madison. Mitch and Madison are in the opening credits now with the rest of the crew. So he giving them a little props for this last 8 episodes, because there's only 8 episodes coming out. But anyway, the second thing is, and you're probably wondering why, I always wear my tiara on my birthday. That's right. I go out, I went and got my manicure, got a pedicure, got my hair twisted and stuff. It's all twisted. And I said, I'm still going to wear my tiara. And I had 2 of them. I think one of my girlfriends stole one. I ain't going to lie. I had 2 of them that I used to wear for my birthday. I sleep in them, shower in them, walk the streets in it. I'm telling you, that's how I used to do it. Anyway, shout out to me. I had a wonderful day. And now we're going to get on with this recap. Anyway, so of course it starts off with Justin burning and he what we didn't see before, he grabbed Jeffrey, trying to hold on to him and bring him down with him. I said, oh Lord, Jeffrey would look like he was up and puffing a cup of smoke on him, and he's getting it off of him, and Madison pulls him away, and it's crazy. He's all toast on the ground, and Madison's yelling, call 911. People got the fire extinguisher. So nobody calls, so Madison called. Madison's trying to figure out, is he okay? Jeffrey acting like a little biatch. Is he okay? Oh my God, is he okay? I was like, no, don't do that. Don't make him do that gay thing. Don't make him do that, you know. And I'm not saying all gay people do that, but it's like, oh, I can't do it. I don't know. He's supposed to be tough and strong. This is the same guy. Dad, let me help you. When them gang up here, Veronica had them guys shooting him up. He was all tough and shooting up then. But I know seeing somebody burn is different, but come on, snap out of it. He said, call 911. If you worried about him, make sure the ambulance is on its way to get to your man. Or your ex-man. Ex-man, get it? Ex-man. Anyway. So, Madison's acting, I said Jeffrey's acting crazy because he don't want to go check on the ambulance. And Madison and the ETM worker finally there working on him. And Madison's just pumping and they're like doing all those chest compressions. And he's like, stop. The lady's telling him to stop. And he's like, she did some softer ones and he died. It seemed like Madison was trying to save him, but he's doing what his job is as a nurse. You know, he's there to serve and save people. So after she said stop, that was done, you know, and Jeffrey sitting up there blaming himself. He's like, Jeffrey, Madison's like, Jeffrey, please stop. Don't start blaming yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it. Maybe if I could have did this or I could have did that. No, I know it's not my fault, but maybe if I had just this and maybe, I'm like, oh, stop it. Stop it. Like he said, Justin was already unstable. He was unstable. Come on, you know. So with all of this he's doing, and he's blaming his mother, and he's throwing his mother in there, and he's pushing Madison away from him because of Veronica, basically. He's saying, my mother's gonna do the same thing to you. This is what she do to everybody I get close to. I'm like, how many people you been close to in this? How many years it's been? 6, 7 years or something been on the air? I don't know how many people Jeffrey been so close to. She's close to Wyatt. Well, he did have Wyatt. Didn't she have Wyatt get raped in prison? But you know, Wyatt's sick anyway. That didn't do nothing for him. He's still stupid. Anyway, so, or maybe she had Justin did. She had somebody raped in that prison. So then, what else? Justin and Jeff, they still having a moment. I think they showed too much of Madison and Jeffrey. I was sick of them. This episode. They had to do like 20 minutes of their scenes. And they're having a moment. And, you know, and Jeffrey's like, I gotta call his mother. You know, he has nobody. Justin has nobody. Justin got 2 other brothers, Jeffrey. He got 2 other brothers. You have nobody else but your crazy parents. He got two other brothers and that crazy nosy mother. So obviously he must have called her because she shows up later. But while he's having a private moment with Madison, Kobe comes in with his craziness and walks in, and he talking about it smells nasty, like nasty barbecue, and Madison trying to get him to shut up and stuff. So when Jeffrey walks away, he learns that they learned about Justin. Kobe learns about what happened with Justin, and Madison is like, he's so sweet. He wants to help everyone. He tries so hard. Adios amigos. Anyway, I was like, whatever. That whole scene with them was too much for me. So the next scene, what happens? David has a visitor, and it's Pearl Lewis, Justin's mother, and this woman is totally delusional. But she's believing everything her son says. So she's like, well, what? I'm here to see Jeffrey. And she's like, what does he have to say that couldn't be said over the phone? And David's like, well, I don't know. I'll call him and stuff, And he called him and said, oh, he's around the corner. And she says, and who are you what is Jeffrey to you? And he's my son. Oh, he's your son. And, well, I just came to give him a piece of my mind and stuff. I said, oh, God. He said, oh, this how we going to do this? David's like, oh, this how we going to do this? So, she just, she believed everything Justin told her, which we all know wasn't true. And she said about Jeffrey lured him into unnatural ways. He was happily married until he met your son. David's like, what? He's like, your son sexually harassed my son Jeffrey, and when he was in the what is it he said, when he arrested him and had him in the back of his squad car, he fondled him and felt him out. Oh, this is terrible. He said, and he was stalking my son, which we all know is true. She said, oh, this is terrible. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to this. I'm sorry. Because I just thought I keep talking. I realize I'm talking in her voice and stuff, and I'm like, stop it, Barbie J. So she said, what kind of family is this anyway? This is, what did she say? Oh, what kind of family is this anyway? I better leave. She said, I better leave before before I'm in a drive-by. And I thought that was so funny. She's like, before she's in a drive-by, that's the only black thing this white woman can say. But drive-bys are not just black things, but that's what she thinks. So Madison and Jeffrey come in, and Jeffrey's trying to tell her, and she's not trying to hear it. And Madison tells her, Justin's dead. He just said, she let the white boy say it. Justin's dead. He's going, bye-bye. What are you talking about? I'm going to call him right now. He's not going to answer. He's gone. He's in the morgue at such and such a place. And she walks out disgusted and upset. And they tell David what happened, that he's committed suicide. And, so Jeffrey goes upstairs, and David tells Madison to go up there with Jeffrey. And he's like, no, I think he needs time. No, I know my son. He doesn't need any time. But he's just going to push me away. No, you need to, he's like, he said, you just got to listen. You talk too much. Don't talk so much and do more listening. You need to listen. And then he said, okay. He's like, okay. And then he said, and lock the door when you go up there. He said, sir, he's like, lock the door. David don't want to walk in and see nothing no more. He said that was enough for a lifetime. He seeing two men have sex for him. Anyway, what else happened? Mitch shows up to the criers, and he sees Hannah. And Hannah's real cool to him. They showed a scene of Jim telling Hannah that he thinks that Mitch lied to his family and that her kids are not really going to be protected. I don't remember that scene. And Tyler Perry has a way of sometimes he'll show you a scene in the not coming attractions. What do they call? And what's coming up, the reviews or whatever, the previews. He shows us stuff in the previews that we really didn't see in the episode because it probably ended up cut on the floor somewhere. But I don't remember Jim sitting down telling Hannah that information. If any of y'all heard that, let me know in the comment section. I don't recall. Okay. Anyway, what else was there? Um, so Hannah's cold and cool towards Mitchell, as she called him, and she said, "What are you doing here anyway? I want to see Jim. We have some personal, for what? We have personal business, Hannah asked him about lying regarding the protecting Benny and Candace, and he's like, "Where did you get that from? Did he tell you that? Did he tell you that?" He kept asking her, "Did Jim tell her that?" And she was like, "Look, I gotta go." And so Mitch goes over there and knocks on the door. Because he's like, "Did Mr. Clyde tell you that?" Blah, 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 blah. He go knock on the door, and Jim comes out, and he said, "Can we go inside and talk?" "No, we can't go inside and talk. Jim don't want to go inside." And so he said, was my family here? Did you go to the bar and talk to my family?" And he was like, "Did you talk to my Uncle Vinny?" And Jim was being a total ass like he always does and stuff. And he said, "They don't like being questioned." He said, "I also know they don't like being lied to." So he said, "Look, don't talk to them anymore." And Jim is telling Mitch he looked like he's sweating and stuff. And, and Mitch is like, "No, I'm not sweating. It's just hot outside." He said, "But how's your son?" He go, "Well, he's alive." He said, This time, he said. He's like, "What's that? It's supposed to be a threat?" He goes, Now you're catching on. Don't do it. Don't be talking to my family no more." So, and then he said something like, "I'd shake your hand, but I see it's already broken." And he's like, say hi to your Uncle Vinny for me." I don't know what that means. Uncle Vinny don't care too much for Jim that I know of, and that they show on TV. But then Jim, soon as Mitch leaves, Jim calls David and lets him know, that Mitch visited. And he said, "I think he's running scared." So David is telling him, "Well, if you're saying he's lying, you better just let that go and do not press it. Don't press it," he said, "because, you don't want to mess with the family." Jim's like, I know. Don't worry about it." He's like, "Just give it time. Let it play off." David said, "I'm the type that, like I'm patient with stuff." He said, "Yeah, well, I don't have no time. I have 8 million reasons why I don't have time," or something like that. Whatever. Jim is an idiot too. So then they show President-elect Charles. Okay. Now, Charles, who's that guy? Was he his attorney general? What position was this guy? I can't even remember his name or the position that Charles had elected him for. But he was asking him who he had for this position, that position, and the people for his cabinet. And he was electing, like picking out people for his cabinet positions. And I was like, I don't know about him. He made me feel uncomfortable. I said, I'm not sure about that guy. That's all I kept saying in my head. I'm not sure about him. And next 2 scenes, Landon comes in there and he's saying the same thing. Hey, he's here again. He's here a lot. He's always pressing, selecting people for your cabinet position. It seems like he has an agenda. He said, that's what, he's a politician. That's what they do. He said, well, I don't trust him. Because he's always asking about Candace Young and do you know? And he wanted to know, did the president, Landon wanted to know, did the president know him well? He said, yeah, I know him well. He said, well, I don't trust him. That's what he said. And he said, it's almost like when he keeps asking about Candace and all this information, he's trying to gain info for leverage, he said. Whatever that means. He said, and you're basing this on what? And he said, my gut. Landon said, my gut. And a lot of times when people say it's something in their gut, you usually believe it, in the gut. But Charles was like, well, when your gut becomes intel, let me know. Whatever, Charles. It should be a click because you even said the man is showing up uninvited and stuff. And you didn't put him in that position to start electing people for your cabinet. So I think he's got something going also with, what's the guy's name that used to have that little poof thing on the top of his head that worked with Landon? I forgot his name. The young kid that works with Landon there, that President-elect Charles was going to fire. But I think those two are working together with something. I really, really do. But y'all can let me know. I could be wrong, but that's in my gut. Anyway, what else happened? Wyatt is in the hospital trying to flirt with the damn nurse. That nurse was so funny. I liked her. He trying to get out of there. I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, my cut hurts. I'm in pain. You know, I'm bleeding. I was bleeding and stuff. And she said, he's so stupid. Like, she don't know what's going on. As soon as she walked through the door, she beautiful. Oh, you're so beautiful. You this, you that, and the other thing. And then he asked her to pass him something. When she passes him the thing to urinate, he grabs her hand and, when's the last time a man touched you like this? Her reply was, when the last time a woman punched you in your nuts? I thought that was funny. I'm sorry, y'all. I said, that's good for him. Because she looked like the type that would punch somebody in their nuts. He said, oh, you like it rough, huh? She was like, no, I like it away from you. I said, I hear you, girl. Tell him. She's like, you doing the same thing you've been doing since you've been up in here. You know, so everybody's probably already born to know about him. Then he said something about, I almost died. I could have died. She said, oh, you barely got scratched. She said, yes, I did. I was bleeding. She said, well, if you wanted to die, you should have cut deeper. She told me you should have cut deeper. And he got so mad at her. And she was leaving. He said, get out of here, bitch. He called her bitch. I said, oh. She said, see, that's the person I was waiting to come out. She said, that's the behavior I was waiting for. And that's why you didn't get unlocked. Because soon as you don't get his way, he was calling people names. He did the same thing with his father and his mother and everybody else. Soon as they say no, bitch. So, what else? The last thing that happened, which I can't wait to see the whole thing in entirety, like the rest of y'all. I was waiting for Hannah. Hannah gets that call from Catherine. They talking about she's informing her about meeting with her people and stuff and how she's trying to learn all about the stocks and all that stuff. And Catherine's telling her, don't worry about it. Just let him handle it. But see, I'm glad Hannah's learning because Hannah's probably going to save Catherine some mess. Catherine's been so relaxed, trusting this man to do stuff instead of knowing everything. She did say it took her a while to learn it, but Hannah, I think, is on the right track to do it real quick and learn as much as she can so she can help her. Because they will be getting over on them if she didn't. She really would, especially as a black woman. A powerful white woman, they might not do it too, but they were doing it. Remember those accountants were skimming off and taking money. So anyway, so she informs her about she's trying to learn the stocks and stuff to help her out. And Catherine told Hannah about Wyatt's loft. And that Jim wanted to stay in it, but she told Jim that she sold it. And that's the thing. Jim said something about sleeping on the couch. Why is he sleeping in the couch? Is he not allowed to sleep in the bed upstairs in the house? I don't know. That was weird. I'm like, I don't think Hannah's staying in that bed. And so, but then she told Hannah there's a special guest that she care about that's staying up in there and asked her to go visit. She asked Hannah to go visit Wyatt to see how he's doing. And I was like, well, Hannah's a good friend because she's running around doing all this stuff for her. But you asking Hannah to lie to Jim. If Jim mentioned that, she's supposed to tell him that it's sold or whatever. But Jim is mad. He's like, her daughter, he was telling David, her daughter got that bitch Candace got my $8 million and the other bitch is controlling all the rest of the money that we have. I said, oh, damn, her mother. He's so mad at everybody because he would have wasted. They would be poor broke if it was up to Jim. And his nastiness, how he treat people. He would have told his accountant, give me the damn money, and then cursed them out after they were broke, But then anyway, it ended with Veronica showing up at the house, just walking in the damn door. Don't y'all lock doors anywhere? But who are you to walk in a crier's house and walk in that damn house And then you know her disgusting way. Her and Jim are like two peas in a pod. Nasty. Don't you got some maid stuff to do? You still cleaning here, working here. You need to do this. You need to do. Even though she already know that she's the executor over the estate, she didn't mention that, but she just thinks she could go up and start looking for what she needs to look for. And Hannah standing down there, you now going up those steps. Oh, watch me. And she's just walking up the stairs. I told you to get down, not to go up there. Don't go up those steps. She's still going up the stairs. Hello, Tyler. Can we change the speech? Then he finally changed it to say, get your ass down here. Get your ass down here. But you should have snatched her down first. No, maybe you shouldn't have. Let her hit you first. Because she sure did, say, I would sue you. I wish you would touch me. And I would sue you for assault or something like that, she said. But what happened? She finally follows her up there because Veronica didn't give a damn about Hannah. She's like, screw you, Hannah. And she went up there, was going through Catherine's stuff, and she's telling her, stop. And then she gonna call the police, 911. They come. That's just what you gonna do. You gonna call the popo and the black woman, and Hannah steps in front of the dresser drawer and stopping her and stuff. I said to stop. I'll drag your ass out of here. And she was like, move, bitch. She's like, you a bitch or something. They start fighting. I was like, this what I'm talking about. Slap. Knocked over the vase. Everything cracked. Stuff is going on. But I hope they show a longer. I need to see a good 40 seconds of that fight. Come on, 40 seconds. Give me 40. That's what Barbie J want to see. But all in all, that's all what's going on. Veronica was like, I'm so scared. Veronica wasn't scared of nobody. Didn't give a damn. I hated this episode. It didn't leave me like, oh, girl, that was good. The only thing that's going to be good is that fight at the end if they show us enough of it. I want to see their asses rolling on the floor and getting it in. That's just me. Give that to me for my birthday. That's what I wanted to see. And because I didn't see it, and I'm sorry I'm putting this up late, but I was hanging out and I thought the show came on at 9 o'clock. And at 8:55, I happened to get home and turn on the TV and realize it was on. I had to try to go back and watch it. It's just been a long day, birthday calls and all that stuff happening. So anyway, but I wanted to give it to you before I went to bed. I love you all. It's my anniversary, my YouTube anniversary as well. It was the first day. Last June 1st was the first video I uploaded. And that was my Don't Rush video. If y'all have never seen it, it's the first video on my YouTube channel. Don't Rush. Remember that song came out and they had the Don't Rush challenge? Don't rush. So I did another one, if y'all didn't see it, for my birthday this year with my fashion show with my clothes and my hats and stuff. So it's only 3 minutes long. If you want to check out that one and comment, you can. But you'll see all the different sides of Barbie J, all the different looks and stuff. Well, that's probably the dressy looks. I should have did a video with my baseball caps and all my other types of hats that I wear, sun hats and da-da-da-da, African wraps. Look, tiaras. Anyway, this is your girl Barbie J saying, see you in the next video. Peace.